Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, everyone. Rise up for the Aarti. Thank you. Hare Krishna. So we all sung the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra. You ready, right? Jai Shri Radha Gokulananda ki, Jai Sitaram Lakshman Hanuman ki, Gauranitai ki, Prabhupada ki. The lyrics are there on the TV screen if you want to follow. Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prastaya Bhutale Srimadi Bhaktivedanta Swami Niti Namine. Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharine Nirvisesha Sunyavadi Pashyata Deshatharine. Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasadi Gaur Bhaktivedanta. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Govinda Jaya Jaya, Gopala Jaya Jaya. Govinda Jaya Jaya, Gopala Jaya Jaya. Radha Ramana Hari Govinda Jaya Jaya. Radha Ramana Hari Govinda Jaya Jaya. Raghupati Raghava Raja Ram, Patita Pavana Sita Ram. Raghupati Raghava Raja Ram, Patita Pavana Sita Ram. Sita Ram, Sita Ram, Sita Ram, Jaya Sita Ram. Sita Ram, Sita Ram, Sita Ram, Jaya Sita Ram. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Govinda Jaya Jaya Gopala Jaya Jaya. Govinda Jaya Jaya Gopala Jaya Jaya. Radha Ramana Hari Govinda Jaya Jaya. Radhe 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 Govinda. Radhe 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 Govinda. Radhe Govinda Jaya Gaura Hari. Radhe Govinda Jaya Gaura Hari. Jaya Radha Gokulananda Radha Gokulananda Radha Gokulananda Shri Radhe. Jaya Radha Gokulananda Radha Gokulananda Radha Gokulananda Shri Radhe. Jaya Radha Gokulananda Radha Gokulananda Radha Gokulananda Shri Radhe. Jaya Sita Ram Lakshman Hanuman. 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 Jaya Gauranitai, 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 Jaya Gauranitai. Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Jaya Prabhupada. Nitya Gaura Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Nitya Gaura Hari Bol. Jai Shri Radha Gokulananda ki, Jai Sita Ram Lakshman Hanuman ki, Gaur Nitai ki, Prabhupada ki. We are offering obeisance to Guru Parampara. If you got some space, you can bow down. Jai Om Vishnupad Paramahamsa Parivrajaka Acharya Astotra Satrimadi's Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada ki. Jai Om Vishnupad Paramahamsa Parivrajaka Acharya Astotra Satrimadi's Divine Grace A.C. Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Goswami Maharaj Prabhupada ki. Ananta Koti Vaishnav Vrinda ki. Namacharya Haridas Thakur ki. ISKCON founder Acharya Srila Prabhupada ki. Prem se kaho Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhara Sri Vasadi Gaura Bhaktivinoda ki. Shri Shri Radha Krishna Gopa Gopinath Shama Kund Radha Kund Girigovardham ki. Ganga Mai Yamuna Mai ki. Tulsi Maharani Bhakti Devi ki. Vrindavan Dham Madhura Dham ki. Mayapur Dham Navadvip Dham ki. Jagannath Puri Dham Dwaraka Dham ki. Bhaktivedanta Manor ki. Harinama Sankirtan ki. Gaura Premanande. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to Sri Guru and Sri Gauranga. We humbly request everyone to be seated. We have the Narasimha prayer and the lyrics are there on the TV screen so you can follow and repeat after us.
Mahaprabhu a chance to step up.
Hare Krishna. So we finished the Aarti with the prayers to Lord Narasimhadev. Who doesn't know who Lord Narasimhadev is? Anybody who doesn't know who Lord Narasimhadev is? Okay, just in case, he is the personality on the left there, the picture, half man, half lion form, who came to deliver his wonderful devotee Prahlad Maharaj. So we'll glorify Lord Narasimhadev now. Namaste Narasimhaya, Namaste Narasimhaya, Prahlada Lada Daine, Prahlada Lada Daine, Hiranya Kashipur Vakshaha, Hiranya Kashipur Vakshaha, Shila Tankana Kalaye, Shila Tankana Kalaye, Ito Narsingho, Bharato Narsingho, Ito Narsingho, Bharato Narsingho, Yato Yato Yamita To Narsingha, Yato Yato Yamita To Narsingha, Bahira Narsingha, Hridaye Narsingho, Bahira Narsingho, Hridaye Narsingho, Narasimham Adim Sharanam Prapade, Narasimham Adim Sharanam Prapade, Tavakara Kamalavare Nakam, Adbhuta Shringam, Dalita Hiranyakashipu, Tanubhringam, Keshavadilta Narahari Rupa, Jaya Jagadisha Hare, Jaya Jagadisha Hare, Jaya Jagadisha Hare, Avakara Kamalavare Nakam, Adbhuta Shringam, Dalita Hiranyakashipu, Tanubhringam, Keshavadilta Narahari Rupa, Jaya Jagadisha Hare, Jaya Jagadisha Hare, Jaya Jagadisha Hare, Keshavadilta Narahari Rupa, Jaya Jagadisha Hare, Jaya Jagadisha Hare, Jaya Jagadisha Hare, Keshavadilta Narahari Rupa, Jaya Jagadisha Hare, Jaya Jagadisha Hare, Jaya Narsimhadev, Jaya Narsimhadev, Jaya Narsimhadev, Jaya Narsimhadev, Jaya Narsimhadev, Jaya Prahlad Maharaj, 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 Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Jaya Lord Narasimhadev Bhagwan ki jai, Bhakta Prahlad Maharaj ki jai, Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Nitai Gaur Premanande, Hari Hari Bol, Hare Krishna. Thank you so much for attending the Aarti. Prasadam will be served in the Haveli right now, but in the temple room, we'll continue with some kirtans and bhajans. Thank you, Hare Krishna. Thank you.
children around? Hare Krishna! Hare Krishna everyone. It was very nice to see children attending the Aarti as well. So this is the best thing that we can give children, isn't it? Because they will never forget these experiences in the mandir, right? And you know, children always like stories. They like to know about some nice, beautiful stories. And here we have true stories. We have real, our historical stories, right? And what can be a more beautiful story for our children than Narasimhadev, right? Just for a small boy, Bhakta Prahalad, the Lord appeared from a pillar. What can be more beautiful than that, right? Because many times people ask, is God everywhere? And because God is everywhere, but do we have the material eyes? Do we have the eyes to see the Lord? No, right? Because our eyes are material. But there is a pure devotee as Bhakta Prahalad. He's shown us that God is everywhere. He was able to see the beautiful form of Krishna everywhere. But his father Hiranyakashipu, who was so demoniac, he was not able to see God. And he was going crazy. And his father and the little boy, see, Bhakta Prahalad, he was saying, Father, God is everywhere. You know? And you know, very nicely, our Krishna Katha and Bhagavad Gita, they so nicely tie in together. They're almost in sync with each other. Sri Krishna Bhagavan says in Bhagavad Gita, Sarvata pani padam ta sarvato shishiromukam sarvata smriti malloke sarvam avritta tistati. Arjuna, I am existing everywhere. My eyes are watching everywhere. My ears are hearing everywhere. So every prayer that we do, Krishna is hearing it. But we are not able to see and witness because Krishna is completely spiritual. But we have this material body, right? But if you spiritualize our consciousness by always chanting the Hare Krishna Mahamantra, and when we develop that pure love for Krishna, then just like Bhakta Prahalad, we will be able to see Krishna everywhere, right? But right now, because we are not able to see Krishna everywhere, so Krishna decided that all of devotees, they can only see material objects. So let me come in the form of Archa Vigraha, or in the form of a deity form. So Krishna, out of his causeless mercy, appears in the form of a deity, right? Many times people in Hinduism, they say like, oh, we do idol worship. Actually, we are not doing idol worship. Idol means imagination. But we are not idol worshippers, we are Archa Vigraha worshippers. We are deity worshippers. That means, according to the Shastras, the Gurus, they invite Prana Pratishta. We remember that, right? In Ayodhya, we did the Prana Pratishta. What is that Prana Pratishta? According to the scriptures, we do the prayers and we invite the Lord Sri Ram to come and reside in the Murti. From that time, there is no more a Murti, it is the Lord appearing in the incarnation, right? So there is a science behind it. That is why Bhagavan Sri Krishna tells in Bhagavad Gita, Emam Vyavasvate Yogam Proktavan Havam. I'm telling you the science of yoga. Not an ordinary thing, it's not a ritualist thing. Hinduism is not about rituals, it is a science. It's the most scientific religion, right? So Prabhupada has given us, our Srila Prabhupada, who's sitting over there in Asan, who's given us the most authentic form of Bhagavad Gita, which is called as Bhagavad Gita as it is. There's so many Bhagavad Gitas out there, right? So many 600 versions of Bhagavad Gita. But what we are practicing here is the actual Bhagavad Gita as it is, which is exactly the way Krishna spoke on the battlefield of Kurukshetra. Word to word meaning has been given in this Bhagavad Gita. So Krishna, because we are not able to see everywhere, appears in the form of a nice, beautiful Archa Vigraha. Isn't he so beautiful? Look at how beautiful Radharani is looking at, how Krishna is looking at. In this way, by looking at the beautiful deities, we develop love for Krishna, right? So Krishna has given us the most easiest method in Kali Yuga, that you don't need to go into the forest and meditate, right? In Satya Yuga, people used to meditate for thousands of years. In Satya Yuga, in the first Yuga. And after that, in Treta Yuga, they used to do fire sacrifices, elaborate. Can we do that nowadays? We can't do all that. And in Dwapar Yuga, extensive deity worship. But even we can't do that also. So Krishna said, okay, in Kali Yuga, you don't need to do all this. You don't need to run away into the forest. You don't need to study the Vedas. You don't need to do anything. Then what do we do? I'll give you the most easiest method. What is that? Just chant the mantra meditation. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare. Just you chant this and you will get all the benefits of reading the Vedas, going into the forest and meditating, sacrifices, fire sacrifices, Ashwamedha sacrifices. You don't need to do all this. By just chanting the Hare Krishna Mahamantra, you will get all the benefits. So we have to take this opportunity of the easiest method that Krishna is giving by always chanting the Hare Krishna Mahamantra. Right? So we want to give you this, and also we are very fortunate here in the Mandir. Now Prabhuji is going to be mentioning about reading about Krishna book. We all know about Facebook, but unfortunately we don't know that there is some beautiful divine book called Krishna book. This is the Krishna book which will actually give us all the attraction towards Krishna. It will give us all the prema towards Krishna, and it will take us back to Krishna Loka. Just this Krishna book. It is so auspicious. Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, Janma karma cha me divyam evam yoveti takritaha chaktu deham punarjanma naiti mamit. Punarjanma, meaning that one who is listening to Krishna Katha, one who's listening to Bhagavad Gita, those devotees, there's no more future birth and death coming back. No more of another life for you. They will go back directly to the supreme world of Krishna, which is called as Krishna Loka, the highest of the Vaikuntha planets. By just hearing. Shravanam is the most important thing in bhakti life. So if we can give you attention just to hear Krishna Katha, which is going to be given by Prabhuji here, that will give us so much of our spiritual bank. We are always concerned about NatWest bank balance and Barclays bank balance. But the actual bank balance which we need is spiritual bank balance. What is there in Radha Krishna account? That is what is important. So whatever we do spiritually, it goes directly into your spiritual bank balance. And that spiritual bank balance will assure that in future and in your next life, you'll get a beautiful life by the grace of the spiritual bank balance that you have. So thank you for giving us the attention, and I will pass it on to Prabhuji, who's going to mention about Krishna Katha. Hare Krishna.
Just don't miss Nick your time. Sometimes you jump right. Just anyway, show Prabhupada. Sometimes he's like, sort of jump right. I don't know if you're aware of this. But so you're yeah, you can say it to you. But the Sorry Krishna mantra, that's everything. Oh yeah, some mantras are fine. Yes, Prabhupada Chanda, Gopala Chanda, Gopala Chanda. Or Vaxi, right here as well. Yeah, just want to be careful about going into other mantras that haven't been given by acharyas. Sure. It's alright. Please don't mind. It's just okay. Very nice. All right, thanks. I guess everybody's going to eat.
Omagyanatimirandasya Gyananjana Shalakaya Chakshurun Militam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobishtam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupakara Mahyam Darati Swaparantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Parakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunatan Vitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Param Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhanvitamscha Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Parakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunatan Vitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padam Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhanvitamscha Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Sarasvate Devi Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Reshatarine Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Ti Namine Shri Varshabhanavi Devi Dayataya Kripabdaye Krishna Sambandha Vijnana Dayine Prabhave Namaha Maturojvala Premadhya Shri Rupanuga Bhaktira Shri Gaura Karana Shakti Vigraya Namostute Namaste Gauravani Shri Murtaye Dinatarine Rupanuga Viruthapa Siddhanta Dvanta Harine Namo Gaura Kishoraya Sakshad Vairagya Murtaye Vipralambara Sambhode Padambujayate Namah Namo Bhakti Vinodaya Sachidananda Namine Gaura Shakti Svarupaya Rupanugavarayate Gaura Vibhava Bhumistvam Nirtishta Sajana Priya Vaishnava Sarva Bhauma Shri Jagannataya Te Namaha Vanshakalpatarubhyascha Kripasindubhyevacha Patitanam pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. Pancha tattvatmakam Krishnam Bhaktarupa svarupakam Bhaktavataram bhaktakyam Namami bhakta shaktikam. Hey Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandho Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye. Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Vasari Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Vasari Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Haribol. Hare Krishna. So let us continue our reading of Krishna book. Chapter 20, Description of Autumn. Through this description of the autumn season in Vrindavan, Srila Prabhupada is teaching us so many philosophical truths. The problem is I never remember exactly where I left off. Vrindavan forest improved from the rains and was replete with ripened dates, mangoes, blackberries, and other fruits. Lord Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, along with his boyfriends and Lord Balaram, entered the forest to enjoy the new seasonal atmosphere. The cows, being fed by new grasses, became very healthy, and their milk bags were all very full. When Lord Krishna called them by name, they immediately came to him out of affection, and in their joyful condition, the milk flowed from their bags. Lord Krishna was very pleased when passing through the Vrindavan forest by the site of Govardhan Hill. On the bank of the Yamuna, he saw all the trees decorated with beehives pouring honey. There were many waterfalls on Govardhan Hill, and their flowing made a nice sound. Krishna heard them as he looked into the caves of the hill. When the rainy season was not ended completely, but was gradually turning to autumn, sometimes, especially when there was rainfall within the forest, Krishna and his companions would sit under a tree or within the caves of Govardhan Hill and enjoy eating the ripened fruits and talking with great pleasure. When Krishna and Balaram were in the forest, Mother Yashoda used to send them some fruits, sweetmeats, and rice mixed with yogurt. Krishna would take them, sit down on a slab of stone on the bank of the Yamuna, and call his friends to join him. While Krishna and Balaram and their friends were eating, they watched the cows, calves, and bulls. The cows appeared to be a little tired from standing with their heavy milk bags. By sitting and chewing grass, they became happy, and Krishna was pleased to see them. He was proud to see the beauty of the forest due to the rainy season, which was nothing but the manifestation of his own energy. At such times, Krishna would praise nature's special activities during the rainy season. It is stated in the Bhagavad Gita that the material energy or nature is not independent in its actions. Nature is acting under the superintendence of Krishna. This is confirmed in the Brahma Samhita, which states that material nature, known as Durga, is acting as the shadow of Krishna. Whatever order is sent from Krishna, material nature obeys. Therefore, the natural beauty created by the rainy season was acted out according to the indications of Krishna, and who thus felt very proud of material nature's beautiful activities. So we read this little passage last time, and we were saying how the Lord is allowed to be proud because He's the Lord. He does not have false pride. He's rather pleased with the activities of His own energies. So when He saw the natural beauty created by the rainy season, then He felt very proud of nature's beautiful activities. And when we see something beautiful in nature, we can also feel proud. Proud of Krishna, how He's able to manifest such wonderful phenomena. False pride means that I think that I am the possessor, the controller, and the enjoyer of different varieties of material energy. Right? I may be very proud of my body, or my bank balance, or my extended family members, thinking that they belong to me. So many things we can be proud of. Even the pauper is proud of his penny. And all of it is false pride because nothing belongs to us. Everything belongs to God. Isha vasamiram sarvam yat kancha jagatyam jagatena tyaktena bhunjita magara kasya svitanam. Everything animate or inanimate that is within the universe is controlled and owned by Isha, the Lord, Krishna. And therefore everything is meant for His enjoyment. Yeah, and we should simply accept those things which are allotted to us as our quota. Just like the children, they are able to enjoy the father's property to a certain degree, but not more than what the father allows or sanctions. So each of us is given a certain amount of facility to live out our life, and that facility is given to us by Krishna. And we should not attempt to encroach upon the facility of others. Everybody is given what they need. I don't need to take what belongs to somebody else. So everything belongs to the Lord. And He gives us, each of us, what we need, because He is the maintainer of all living entities. Eko bahunam yo viridhati kaman. And He is the one, supreme, conscious, eternal being who is supplying the needs of all the many tiny conscious eternal beings. We are the many tiny conscious eternal beings, but He is the one supreme, infinite, unlimited maintainer of all of us. So, if the Lord feels a little proud of the activities of material nature, there's no fault whatsoever. Does he say Jai Shri Krishna? Yeah? Wow. Yeah, there's Krishna. So whatever order is sent from Krishna, material nature obeys. The Lord is the absolute controller. This material energy cannot act independently. Mayadhyakshena prakriti suyate sacharacharam hetunanena kaunteya jagad viparivartate The Lord says in the Bhagavad Gita that this material energy is working under my superintendence, producing all moving and non-moving beings. Under the rule of this material nature, everything is coming into being and going out of being. But Krishna is the sanctioner, the director, the superintendent. And material energy cannot act independently of Krishna's will. While Krishna and Balaram were enjoying the gifts of the rainy season in this way, the autumn season gradually arrived, when all the water reservoirs become very clean, and when pleasing and refreshing air blows everywhere. With the appearance of autumn, the sky was completely cleared of all clouds, and it recovered its natural blue color. The blooming lotus flowers in the clear water in the forest appeared like persons who have fallen down from yoga practice but have again become beautiful by resuming their spiritual life. Everything becomes naturally beautiful with the appearance of the autumn season. Similarly, when a materialistic person takes to Krishna consciousness and spiritual life, he also becomes as clear as the sky and water in autumn. The autumn season takes away the rolling of dark clouds in the sky, as well as the polluted water. Filthy conditions on the ground also become cleansed. Similarly, a person who takes to Krishna consciousness immediately becomes cleansed of all dirty things within and without. Krishna is therefore known as Hari. Hari means he who takes away. Krishna immediately takes away all unclean habits from anyone who takes to Krishna consciousness. The clouds of autumn are white, for they do not carry any water. Similarly, a retired man, being freed from all responsibility of family affairs, namely maintaining the home, wife, and children, and taking completely to Krishna consciousness, becomes freed from all anxieties and looks as white as clouds in autumn. Sometimes in autumn the falls come down from the top of the hill to supply clean water, and sometimes they stop. Similarly, sometimes great saintly persons distribute clear knowledge, and sometimes they are silent. The small ponds, which were filled with water because of the rainy season, gradually dry up in autumn. As for these small aquatics living in the reservoirs, they cannot understand that their ponds are diminishing day by day, just as the materially engrossed persons cannot understand that their duration of life is being reduced day by day. Such persons are engaged in maintaining cows, property, children, wife, society, and friendship. Of course, in this day and age, we should be so lucky that people are maintaining cows. Such persons are engaged in maintaining cows, property, children, wife, society, and friendship. Due to the reduced water and scorching heat from the sun in the autumn season, the small creatures living in small reservoirs of water are very much disturbed. They are exactly like uncontrolled persons who are always unhappy from being unable to enjoy life or maintain their family members. The muddy earth gradually dries up, and a newly grown fresh vegetation begins to wither. Similarly, for one who has taken to Krishna consciousness, desire for family enjoyment gradually dries up. So there are so many nice metaphors here. I like this one especially so. That just as when the rains cease and the pools of water begin to diminish day by day, similarly, the duration of life of materialistic persons is diminishing day by day, but such persons are not conscious of that fact. We are making so many plans to improve our situation in this world, so many plans to perfect our identity and our sphere of enjoyment. But day by day, our duration of life is being reduced. Just like the little aquatics in the ponds, they cannot understand that their ponds are shrinking. They have no conception of that fact. So in the Mahabharata, Yudhishthira Maharaj is asked, what is the most wonderful thing? This was a question that was put to him in the course of a test. And he replied that the most wonderful thing is that even though we see so many people dying all around us, practically all the time, still we think that I shall not die. We're not aware of the reality of our condition. We do not fully appreciate the fact that my days are numbered, and that with each rising and setting of the sun, I am coming closer to death. If someone has just been born, and if they survive for one day, the family members, the parents, they think, oh, this child is just born. Now he is 1 day old. Now he is 1 week old. 1 month old. But the truth is that with every passing day, that living being is moving closer to death. That is the reality of this world. And one who understands this and can see it soberly can really begin to consider how to solve this problem. Because this is our real problem, is that we do not wish to die, but death is imposed upon us. Because of the appearance of the autumn season, the water of the ocean becomes calm and quiet. Just as a person developed in self-realization becomes free from disturbance by the 3 modes of material nature. So one who is transcendently situated is not disturbed, not turned and tossed by the waves of this material energy. All of us experience the waves of this material energy. The anxiety, the panic, the strife, the relief, momentary relief, and then the plunging again into difficulty, turmoil. If not our own body and mind, then the bodies and minds of those near and dear to us. Yes, all of these disturbances are constantly visited upon us. And that is what it means to be afflicted by Krishna's material energy. But one who is on the transcendental platform is still, despite all of these waves. Just like the water of the ocean. The ocean never breaches its limits, practically. Even though so many sources of water are entering into it, the ocean is undisturbed. In the same way, one who is fixed in devotional service to Lord Krishna remains undisturbed in the midst of so many material conditions, ups and downs, even the influx of various desires that may arise in the mind due to previous activities and associations. But because one is absorbed in the Lord's service, one is not disturbed by the appearance of such desires. And how does one become situated in that transcendental position? The Lord says, Mam cha yo vyapicharena bhakti yogena sevate sagunan samatityayan brahma bhuyaya kalpate. One who is always engaged in the Lord's devotional service, without cessation, immediately comes to the level of Brahman, yes, and is unaffected by the three modes of material nature. In autumn, farmers save the water within the fields by building strong walls so that the water contained within the field cannot run out. There is hardly any hope for a new rainfall. Therefore, they want to save whatever is in the field. Similarly, a person who is actually advanced in self-realization protects his energy by controlling the senses. It is advised that after the age of 50, one should retire from family life and conserve the energy of the body for utilization in advancement of Krishna consciousness. Unless one is able to control the senses and engage them in the transcendental loving service of Mukunda, there is no possibility of salvation. So our senses are always demanding some kind of engagement, some kind of satisfaction. Yes, it's very difficult to sit still. We want to do something, go somewhere, have something, enjoy something. Senses are always demanding some stimulus. So, what's the solution? Because as long as we are engaged in stimulating our senses with material objects, then we have to remain in the material world. So what's the solution? The solution is to give our senses better engagements. Give our senses spiritual engagements. Engage our senses in the service of Krishna, who is Hrishikesh, the master of the senses. Beginning with hearing. So we can hear so many things, especially nowadays. Oh my God. You know, how many lifetimes would you need just to hear everything that is being broadcast on this planet now, even in one day or 1 week? It's insane how much information is being broadcast from unlimited sources, state sources and private sources, through the the internet, the World Wide Web, Maya's web has trapped us all. And there are so many sources, so many topics of discussion and information, and so many things that one can get lost in. Even when one is not attempting to get lost in it, or you're just trying to find out one thing, or trying to deal with something that landed on you. You had to answer somebody's message, or you had to find out a particular piece of information. And before you know it, if you can't control your mind and your senses, you're learning about something else, or watching something else, or you can lose hours if you're not careful. Even innocently so. Yeah? Who knows what it is, what catches your attention, what piques your interest. You can lose hours of your life without even planning to. And this can happen quite regularly. What a condition we are in. But the tendency to hear some interesting information or news, that same tendency, if it is applied to the glories of God, if we are willing to listen to the news of the spiritual kingdom, to the news of God and His activities, then that same desire to hear liberates us. One kind of hearing will keep us here, stuck, bound up, suffering. And another type of hearing the glories of Krishna and His devotees, that hearing will free us from this material bondage. During the daytime in autumn, the sun is very scorching. Right, so this is in Vrindavan. This is in India. We don't have this problem in the autumn in England. we have a different kind of problem in the autumn. Not always. I think it's is it hyperbole? Is that the word? It's kind of exaggerated negative glorification that it always rains in England. You know, if you think it's bad here, you know, go a little further north and west. Yeah, then it's even worse. So there's a saying in Scotland that if you don't like the weather, just hang around for 20 minutes, because it is bound to change. It's not so bad here, you know. Okay, we get a few wet days, but there are also some nice sunny days. So during the daytime in autumn, the sun is very scorching, but at night, due to the clear moonshine, people get relief from the day's fatigue. Similarly, a person who takes shelter of Mukunda or Krishna can be saved from the fatigue of misidentifying the body with the self. Mukunda or Krishna is also the source of solace for the damsels of Vrindavan. The damsels of Rajabhumi are always suffering because of separation from Krishna. And when they meet him during the moonlit autumn night, their fatigue of separation is relieved. When the sky is clear of all clouds, the stars at night shine very beautifully. Similarly, when a person is actually situated in Krishna consciousness, he is cleared of all dirty things, and he becomes as beautiful as the stars in the autumn sky. Although the Vedas contain instructions for pursuing knowledge, jnana, for practicing mystic yoga, and for engaging in karmic activities in the form of sacrifices, the ultimate purpose of the Vedas is stated in the Bhagavad Gita. One has to accept Krishna consciousness after thoroughly studying the Vedas. Therefore, the clean heart of a devotee in Krishna consciousness can be compared to the clean sky of the autumn season. During autumn, the moon looks very bright along with the stars in the clear sky. During autumn, the moon looks very bright along with the stars in the clear sky. Lord Krishna himself appeared in the sky of the Yadu dynasty. And he was exactly like the moon surrounded by the stars, or the members of the Yadu dynasty. When there are ample blooming flowers in the gardens in the forest, the fresh aromatic breeze gives great relief to the persons who have suffered during the summer and rainy seasons. Unfortunately, such breezes could not give any relief to the gopis because of their heart's dedication to Krishna. People in general might have taken pleasure in that nice autumn breeze, but the gopis, not being embraced by Krishna, were not very much satisfied. So for one who is completely in love with Krishna, there's nothing else can assuage one's longing. Lord Chaitanya therefore prayed, Govinda virahena me, He said, the whole world is vacant if I cannot see you. And one moment is like the passing of 12 years. It's an unendurable amount of time when I'm not able to be with you. I'm not able to see you. So the gopis of Vrindavan, they feel like this. They cannot bear separation from Krishna. And they are practically practically dying without him. On the arrival of the autumn season, all the cows, deer, birds, and females in general become pregnant, because in that season all the husbands generally become impelled by sex desire. Such pregnant females are exactly like the transcendentalists who, by the grace of the Supreme Lord, are bestowed with the benediction of their destinations in life. Srila Rupa Goswami has instructed in his Upadeshamrita that one should execute devotional service with great enthusiasm, patience, and conviction, and should follow the rules and regulations, keep oneself clean from material contamination, and stay in the association of devotees. By following these 6 principles, one is sure to achieve the desired result of devotional service. For one who patiently follows the regulative principles of devotional service, the time will undoubtedly come when he will achieve the desired result, just as the females reap results by becoming pregnant. So just as a newlywed lady might be impatient to receive a child, it is inevitable, right, in the normal natural course of things, that she will become pregnant. Of course, it is not always guaranteed for some people, but in general we can say that a girl, a young bride who is very keen to have a child, she must have faith that in course of time, yes, she will receive a child. She will become pregnant by the grace of her husband. Naturally, impatience may be there when we want something. But if we carry out our duties, then the result of those duties is inevitable. So in spiritual life, there are so many duties to be executed. And if one prosecutes those duties faithfully and regularly, then it is natural and inevitable that in the course of time one will receive the full fruit of one's activities, one's sense control, one's dedication of energy to God. And what is the fruit? What is the mature fruit of devotional service? The mature fruit of devotional service is pure love for Krishna. Prema bhakti. And if we are bestowed, if that prema bhakti is bestowed upon us, then we will realize in which way we have an eternal relationship with Krishna. We will receive our spiritual body, and we will know that I love Krishna in this particular way, either as a servant, friend, parental figure, or a conjugal lover of the Lord. That will become clear when our love for Krishna becomes perfected. So how to get there? We have to follow the advice and the guidance of the spiritual master and of those devotees who are in such an intimate relationship with Krishna. So therefore we have this book called Upadeshamrita, the nectar of instruction. And this book is giving us so many directions to safeguard us in our spiritual life. So if we really want to get out of this material world, and if we're really interested in God, and if we really would like to meet God face to face, and talk with God face to face, and have a relationship, an intimate, loving relationship with God, who is the most perfect person to love, and the person who's most capable of loving us, if we want that, then all we have to do is take seriously the instructions of God's emissaries who tell us how to go forward. During the autumn, the lotus flowers in the lakes grow in large numbers. Oh, by the way, if anybody wants one of these books, Nectar of Instruction, then I have one right here, and I've got more upstairs. Okay, so if at some point this evening, especially around 6 o'clock when I hand over to the Bhagavad Gita class, if you want to pick up a Nectar of Instruction, then you're very welcome. Okay? And like I said, we have more upstairs. During the autumn, the lotus flowers in the lakes grow in large numbers because of the absence of lilies. Both the lilies and the lotus flowers grow by sunshine, but during the autumn season, the scorching sunshine helps only the lotus. This example is compared to a country where the king or the government is strong. The unwanted elements like thieves and robbers cannot prosper. When the citizens become confident that they will not be attacked by robbers, they develop with great satisfaction. A strong government is compared to the scorching sunshine in the autumn season. The lilies are compared to unwanted persons like robbers, and the lotus flowers are compared to the satisfied citizens. Right? The scorching heat is there, the strong government, the lilies, the robbers, the thieves, the rogues, they cannot prosper if there is strong government. The lilies cannot survive in the scorching sun. But the lotus thrives. The good citizens prosper. They are grateful for such a strong government that establishes religious principles and does not tolerate the contravention of religious principles. Therefore, the ideal state is governed by a Krishna-conscious king. That is the ideal government. A Raja Rishi, just like Lord Sri Ramachandra. That is ideal government. Because such a strong executive head is able to administer effectively and efficiently. Of course, he is not an absolute autocrat. He must work under the guidance of God-conscious brahmanas who are detached from all political power. So if a saintly king is guided by unattached teachers, brahmanas, then it is possible to have a strong Krishna-conscious government. During autumn, the fields become filled with ripened grain. At that time, the people become happy over the harvest and observe various ceremonies, such as Navana, the offering of new grain to the Supreme Personality of Godhead. The new grain is first offered to the deities in various temples, and all are invited to take sweet rice made with this new grain. There are other religious ceremonies and methods of worship, particularly in Bengal, where the greatest of all such ceremonies is held, called Durga Puja. In Vrindavana, the autumn season was very beautiful then, because of the presence of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Krishna and Balarama. Does everybody know who's, does everybody know who Balarama is? Yeah? Anybody is not sure who Balaram is? Okay, in case you're not sure, Balaram is Krishna's elder brother. Yeah? And he is also the Supreme Godhead, because Krishna is not limited to one form. Krishna has many forms of incarnation, and his most immediate expansion is Balaram. Balaram is like Krishna's second body. So when the Lord comes to this earth to enact his pastimes, Balaram is his elder brother. So in Vrindavan at that time, the autumn season was very beautiful because the Lord, these two lords were present, Krishna and Balaram. The mercantile community, the royal order, and great sages were free to move about in order to achieve their desired benedictions. Similarly, the transcendentalists, when freed from the encagement of the material body, also achieved their desired goal. During the rainy season, the mercantile community cannot move from one place to another, and so do not get their desired profit. And so when it's raining all the time, then there's some restriction of movement, and that halts business. But when the rains stop, then everybody is able to go to their destination to get what they need. So during the rainy season, the mercantile community cannot move from one place to another, and so do not get their desired profit. Nor can the royal order go from one place to another to collect taxes from the people. As for saintly persons who must travel to preach transcendental knowledge, they also are restrained by the rainy season. But during the autumn, all of them leave their confines. In the case of the transcendentalist, be he a jnani, a yogi, or a devotee, because of the material body, he cannot actually enjoy spiritual achievement. This is very interesting, isn't it? One may be a transcendentalist either as a jnani, as someone who is analyzing the reality of this material world and is practicing detachment from any of the objects of enjoyment here. One may be a yogi who is attempting meditation on the supersoul within one's own heart. Or one may be a bhakta, a devotee of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and practicing one's bhakti while living in this material body. But because one is still having some connection with this material body, then one cannot actually enjoy spiritual achievement fully. One will have to wait for the time when one is able to cast away this body entirely. Then that spiritual achievement will be realized in full. So just as the rainy season is restricting so many activities and movements of different kinds of people, and they're not able to get exactly everything they want, in the same way, because of this lingering material body, the soul, the transcendentalist who is aspiring for spiritual perfection, is not yet able to achieve that perfection because of the remaining connection with the material body. But it's coming soon, especially for a devotee. The others may have to wait longer. So, in the case of the transcendentalist, be he a jnani, a yogi, or a devotee, because of the material body, he cannot actually enjoy spiritual achievement. But as soon as he gives up the body, or after death, the jnani merges into the spiritual effulgence of the Supreme Lord. Krishna's Brahmajyoti, impersonal effulgence. The yogi transfers himself to the various higher planets. And the devotee goes to the planet of the Supreme Lord, Goloka Vrindavana, or one of the Vaikunthas, and thus enjoys his eternal spiritual life. And these are the destinations of different persons who are attempting to be elevated, who are attempting for transcendental existence. The jnani may be able to enter into Krishna's impersonal effulgence. There's no personal relationship there. One just gets to hang out. And therefore one has to fall down ultimately from that position if one doesn't take to Krishna's devotional service. A yogi may transfer himself to higher planets, but how long can he stay there? He must also descend again from higher planets. So the jnani and the yogi do not achieve, we can say the jnani and the incomplete yogi do not achieve factual, ultimate, complete liberation. Only the devotee. Therefore one must not neglect devotional service to the Lord, because such neglect will never yield final liberation. Aruhya Krishna param padam tata patantyato nadutu yushmarangaya. One may think that one is liberated, but due to impure intelligence and not taking shelter of Krishna's devotional service, one again falls down into this material world of birth and death. Even though one may have risen to the point of apparent liberation in Krishna's Brahmajyoti, effulgent light. Thus ends the Bhaktivedanta purport of the 20th chapter of Krishna, Description of Autumn. Chapter 21, the gopis attracted by the flute. Just before we continue, does anybody have any reflections or questions? You're not required to, but if you have, then you're welcome to voice them. Okay, let's read on. With the arrival of the beautiful autumn season, the waters in the lakes and rivers became as clear as crystal and filled with fragrant lotus flowers, and breezes blew very pleasantly. At that time, Krishna entered the forest of Vrindavan with the cows and cowherd boys. Krishna was very much pleased with the atmosphere of the forest, where flowers bloomed and bees and drones hummed very jubilantly. While the birds, trees and plants were all looking very happy, Krishna, tending the cows and accompanied by Sri Balaram and the cowherd boys, began to vibrate his transcendental flute. After hearing the vibration of the flute of Krishna, the gopis in Vrindavan remembered him and began to talk amongst themselves about how nicely Krishna was playing his flute. When the gopis were describing the sweet vibration of Krishna's flute, they also remembered their pastimes with him. Thus their minds became disturbed, and they were unable to describe completely the beautiful vibration. While discussing the transcendental vibration, they remembered also how Krishna dressed, decorated with a peacock feather on his head, just like a dancing actor, and with blue flowers pushed over his ear. His garment glowed yellow gold, and he was garlanded with a Vaijayanti necklace. Dressed in such an attractive way, Krishna filled up the holes of his flute with the nectar emanating from his lips. So they remembered him entering the forest of Vrindavan, which is always glorified by the footprints of Krishna and his companions. Krishna was very expert in playing the flute, and the gopis were captivated by the sound vibration, which was attractive not only to them, but to all living creatures who heard it. One of the gopis told her friends, "The highest perfection of the eyes is to see Krishna and Balaram entering the forest and playing their flutes and tending the cows with their friends." Persons who are constantly engaged in the transcendental meditation of seeing Krishna, internally and externally, by thinking of him playing the flute, entering the Vrindavan forest, and tending the cows with the cowherd boys, have really attained the perfection of samadhi. Samadhi, trance, means absorption of all the activities of the senses in a particular object. And the gopis indicate that the pastimes of Krishna are the perfection of all meditation and samadhi. So when we're reading this Krishna book and we're absorbed and all our senses are absorbed in these topics, then that is the perfection of all meditation. That is samadhi. If we're absorbed. It is confirmed in the Bhagavad Gita that anyone who is always absorbed in the thought of Krishna is the topmost of all yogis. So this book, Krishna book, this can make anyone the topmost of all yogis, if one agrees to become absorbed in these pastimes. Right, Krishna says, Yoginam api sarvesham madgate nantaratmana shatavan bhajate yomam sama yuktatamo mataha. Of all yogis, one who always abides in me with great faith, worshipping me and meditating upon me within himself, he is the best of yogis. That is my opinion. That's Krishna's opinion. Krishna's opinion is that the best yogi is always thinking of Krishna. So this book can make us the greatest of yogis. Another gopi expressed her opinion that Krishna and Balaram, while tending the cows with the cowherd boys, appeared just like actors going to play on a dramatic stage. Krishna was dressed in glowing garments of yellow, Balaram in blue, and they held new twigs of mango trees, peacock feathers, and bunches of flowers in their hands. Dressed with garlands of lotus flowers, they were sometimes singing very sweetly among their friends. One gopi told her friends, "How is it that Krishna and Balaram are looking so beautiful?" Another gopi said, "My dear friends, we cannot even think of his bamboo flute. What sort of pious activities did it execute so that it is now enjoying the nectar of the lips of Krishna, which is actually the property of us gopis?" Right, so she's saying, what kind of pious activities did this bamboo flute perform, so that it's now enjoying the nectar of Krishna's lips? And those lips are the property of us gopis. Sometimes Krishna kisses the gopis. Therefore, the transcendental nectar of his lips is available only to them. So the gopis asked, how is it possible that the flute, which is nothing but a bamboo rod, is always engaged in enjoying the nectar from Krishna's lips? Because the flute is engaged in the service of the Supreme Lord, the mother and the father of the flute must be happy. In this way, the gopis spoke to one another. The lakes and the rivers are considered to be the mothers of the trees, because the trees live simply by drinking water. So the waters of the lakes and rivers of Vrindavan were in a happy mood, full of blooming lotus flowers, because the waters were thinking, how is it that our son, the bamboo rod, is enjoying the nectar of Krishna's lips? The bamboo trees standing by the banks of the rivers and the lakes were also happy to see their descendant so engaged in the service of the Lord, just as persons who are advanced in transcendental knowledge take pleasure in seeing their descendants engage in the service of the Lord. Right? When you have children, and you see your children naturally take to the service of Krishna, naturally become interested in chanting Hare Krishna and hearing about Krishna and rendering different services for the Lord's pleasure, then you feel very much happy. And if they're not engaging in Krishna service, or they're not interested at all, then that is the cause of some disappointment, certainly. The trees were overwhelmed with joy and were incessantly yielding honey, which flowed from the beehives hanging on their branches. Another gopi spoke thus to her friends about Krishna. Dear friends, our Vrindavan is proclaiming the glories of this entire earth, because this planet is glorified by the lotus footprints of the son of Devaki. Besides that, when Govinda plays his flute, the peacocks immediately become mad, as if they had heard the rumbling of a new cloud. When all the animals and trees and plants, either on the top of Govardhan Hill or in the valley, see the dancing of the peacocks, they all stand still and listen to the transcendental sound of the flute with great attention. We think that this boon is not possible or available on any other planet. Although the gopis were village cowherd women and girls, they had extensive Vedic knowledge. Such is the effect of Vedic civilization. People in general would learn the highest truths of the Vedas simply by hearing from authoritative sources. Another gopi said, "My dear friends, just see the deer. Although they are dumb animals, they have approached the son of Maharaj Nanda, Krishna. Not only are they attracted by the dress of Krishna and Balaram, but as soon as they hear the playing of the flute, the deer, along with their husbands, offer respectful obeisances unto the Lord by looking at him with great affection." The gopis were envious of the deer because the deer were able to offer their service to Krishna along with their husbands. The gopis thought themselves not so fortunate because whenever they wanted to go to Krishna, their husbands were not very happy. Another gopi said, "My dear friends, Krishna is so nicely dressed that he appears to be the impetus to various kinds of ceremonies held by the womenfolk. Even the wives of the denizens of heaven become attracted after hearing the transcendental sound of his flute. Although they are traveling in the air, in their airplanes, enjoying the company of their husbands, on hearing the sound of Krishna's flute, they immediately become perturbed. Their hair is loosened, and their tight belts are slackened. This means that the transcendental sound of the flute of Krishna extended to all corners of the universe. Also, it is significant that the gopis knew about the different kinds of airplanes flying in the sky. Right, so airplanes did not originate with the Wright brothers, contrary to any recent opinion based simply on a poor fund of knowledge. Right? There have always been airplanes of different description and power, and certainly the demigods have easy access to the airwaves, and the gopis knew about all this because, as Srila Prabhupada mentioned earlier, they have access to all Vedic knowledge because they were inclined to hear from Vedic authorities. Another gopi said to her friends, "My dear friends, the cows are also charmed as soon as they hear the transcendental sound of the flute of Krishna. It sounds to them like the pouring of nectar, and they immediately spread their long ears just to catch the liquid nectar of the flute. As for the calves, they are seen with the nipples of their mothers pressed in their mouths, but they cannot suck the milk. They remain struck with devotion, and tears glide down from their eyes, illustrating vividly how they are embracing Krishna heart to heart." And so you can just imagine the cows. They are sucking the mother cow's teat, right? But they're not taking any milk. They're just struck by the sound of Krishna's flute, and tears are gliding down their eyes because they're embracing Krishna heart to heart. These phenomena indicate that Even the cows and calves in Vrindavana knew how to cry for Krishna and embrace him heart to heart. Actually, the perfection of Krishna consciousness can be culminated in the shedding of tears from the eyes. So, we cry for so many things in this world. But if we come to the point of crying for Krishna, then that is very good. The perfection of Krishna consciousness can be culminated in the shedding of tears from the eyes. Another young gopi told her mother, "My dear mother, the birds who are all looking at Krishna playing on his flute are sitting very attentively on the branches and twigs of different trees. From their features it appears that they have forgotten everything and are engaged only in hearing Krishna's flute. This proves that they are not ordinary birds. They are great sages and devotees, and just to hear Krishna's flute they have appeared in Vrindavan forest as birds." Great sages and scholars are interested in Vedic knowledge, but the essence of Vedic knowledge is stated in the Bhagavad Gita, Vadaishya sarvar ahameva vedya. Through the knowledge of the Vedas, Krishna has to be understood. Let me say that sentence again in a different way. Through the knowledge of the Vedas, Krishna has to be understood. From the behavior of these birds, it appeared that they were great scholars in Vedic knowledge, and that they took to Krishna's transcendental vibration and rejected all branches of Vedic knowledge. Even the river Yamuna, very much desiring to embrace the lotus feet of Krishna, after hearing the transcendental vibration of his flute, broke her fierce waves to flow very nicely with lotus flowers in her hands, just to present flowers to Mukunda with deep feeling. The scorching heat of the autumn sunshine was sometimes intolerable, and therefore the clouds in the sky appeared in sympathy above Krishna and Balaram and their boyfriends, while they engaged in blowing their flutes. The clouds served as a soothing umbrella over their heads, just to make friendship with Krishna. The Aborigine girls became fully satisfied when they smeared their faces and breasts with the dust of Vrindavana, which was reddish from the touch of Krishna's lotus feet. The Aborigine girls had very full breasts, and they were also very lusty. But when their lovers touched their breasts, the girls were not very much satisfied. When they came out into the midst of the forest, they saw that while Krishna was walking, some of the leaves and creepers of Vrindavan had turned reddish from the kumkuma powder which fell from his lotus feet. His lotus feet are held by the gopis on their breasts, which are smeared with kumkuma powder. But when Krishna travels in the Vrindavan forest with Balaram and his boyfriends, the reddish powder falls on the ground. So the lusty Aborigine girls, while looking toward Krishna playing his flute, saw the reddish kumkuma on the ground and immediately took it and smeared it over their faces and breasts. In this way they became fully satisfied, although they were not satisfied when their lovers touched their breasts. All material lusty desires can be immediately satisfied if one comes in contact with Krishna consciousness. Another gopi began to praise the unique position of Govardhan Hill in this way. How fortunate is this Govardhan Hill, for it is enjoying the association of Lord Krishna and Balaram, who are accustomed to walking on it. Thus Govardhan is always in touch with the lotus feet of the Lord. And because Govardhan Hill is so obliged to Lord Krishna and Balaram, it is supplying different kinds of fruits, roots, and herbs, as well as very pleasing crystal water from its lakes, in presentation to the Lord. The best presentation offered by Govardhan Hill, however, is newly grown grass for the cows and calves. Right? That's the best presentation offered by Govardhan Hill. Newly grown grass for the cows and calves. Govardhan Hill knows how to please the Lord by pleasing his most beloved associates, the cows and the cowherd boys. Is the speaker arrived yet? Yeah. Hare Krishna Prabhu. All right. So, just a couple of paragraphs to go on chapter 21. We will do that tomorrow. And now we're going to have Bhagavad Gita class.
Sripad Paramahamsa Vargasaya Sutasa. Bhai Charana Bhaktivedanta Swami Sutasa. Jai Om Sripad Paramahamsa Vargasaya Sutasa. Ya Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Goswami Mahasaya. अनंतकोटि वैष्णव वृंद की जय नाम आचार्य श्रीहरिदास ठाकुर की जय प्रेम से कहो श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद राधा श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद की जय श्री श्री राधा कृष्ण गोपाल गोपीनाथ श्याम कुंड राधा कुंड गिरि गोवर्धन की जय वृंदावन धाम की जय नवज धाम की जय गंगा माई की जय जमुना माई की जय तुलसी देवी की जय भक्ति देवी की जय श्यामा वेता भक्तवृंद की जय निताय गौर वंदे all glorious all glorious all glorious Okay, so we are reading chapter 5, text number 5. I read the Sanskrit and then the translation and then purport by Srila Prabhupada. Yat sankyam prapatye sthanam tad yogairapi gamyate ekam sankyam cha yogam yaha pasyati cha pasyati yat sakya prapayate sthanam tad yogairapi gamyate ekam sakyam cha yogam cha ya pasyati cha pasyati yat sankhya prapapyate sthanam ta tat yoger api gamyate ekam sakyam cha yogam cha yaha pasyati cha pasyati. Nobody will read? Okay, I will read the translation. One who knows the position reached by means of renunciation can also be attained by work in devotional service, and who therefore sees that the path of work and the path of renunciation are one, sees things as they are. Purport by Srila Prabhupada. The real purpose of philosophical research is to find the ultimate goal of life. Since the ultimate goal of life is self-realization, there is no difference between the conclusions reached by the two processes. By Sankhya philosophical research, one comes to the conclusion that a living entity is not a part and parcel of material world, but the Supreme Spirit whole. Consequently, the spirit soul has nothing to do with the material world. His actions must be in some relation with the Supreme. When he acts in Krishna consciousness, he is actually in his constitutional position. In the first process of Sankhya, one has to become detached from matter. And in the devotional service, in the devotional yoga process, one has to attach himself to the work of Krishna. Factually, both processes are the same. Although superficially, one process appears to involve detachment, and the other process appears to involve attachment. However, detachment from matter and attachment to Krishna are one and the same. One who can see these things sees things as they are. Okay, we should deal with this. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. So, five. Om Jnanatinandhasya Jnanandam Sarapaya Tasmai Gurve Namaha. Namo Vishwadaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimati Bhaktivedanta Swamiti Namne. Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pachani Sasasvinavani. Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaura Bhaktavinda. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. So this chapter 5, is saying karma yoga in Krishna consciousness. A very important chapter. So, in this chapter, we are learning about Sankhya and Bhakti Yoga. So, the process is different, but the goal is the same. So, outwardly performing all actions and inwardly renouncing their fruits, a wise person purified by the fire of transcendental knowledge, he attains peace, detachment, forbearance, spiritual vision, and bliss. See, this is a result of renouncing one's fruit of activities. A wise person is saying here, he attains peace, detachment, forbearance, spiritual vision, and bliss. So this process of Sankhya and Bhakti Yoga the names are different. I mean, they are different processes, but they attain the same goal. So many times we explain to people that what they are doing, it's a long process, but you just have to follow Krishna consciousness. But they will not. They will try to do another long process. You see, they are try to detach. And this is saying an analytical process, Sankhya Yoga. But the process of Bhakti Yoga is straightforward. It's direct. So people, they don't get it. They don't get it. You see, because they don't want to get an easy process, they don't want to get it. But here, Krishna is saying that both of the processes, they attain the same goal. But one is direct, and the other one is take longer time to get detached. You see, we can get attached we cannot get attached to something unless we are detached. We have to get detached to get attached to something. You see? So, there are many, Arjuna is asking here in this verse, like, I want to get detached. I don't want to have my responsibility. I want to give up. I want to go to the forest. See, but Krishna is saying, no, no, no. You fight. You fight. Fight with detachment. Fight with knowledge. And thus you will be detached. You see, but Arjuna is confused. He says, every time I want to get detached, I want to not to fight, but you're telling me to stand up and fight. So what shall I do? Arjuna's same question he asks every 3 times, I think, in Bhagavad Gita. If you read verse chapter 3, text 1. Arjuna said, O Janardhan, O Kesava, why do you urge me to engage in this ghastly warfare? If you think that intelligence is better than fruitive work. Okay, so Krishna is telling him, fight, but Arjuna is not willing to fight. He's worrying about his kinsman, about his family. So he says, no, I don't want to take this responsibility. I want to become a Brahmin. I want to become a mendicant. But Krishna is saying, you fight, because this is your duty. And then here again, in this chapter itself, text number 1. Arjuna said, O Krishna, first of all, you ask me to renounce work. And then again, you recommend work with devotion. Now, will you kindly tell me definitely which of the two is more beneficial? This is Arjuna asking. Arjuna is confused because he doesn't want to fight. That's Krishna is telling me, fight. Yeah? So, after that we have this chapter 3, explaining Arjuna's same question, and then Krishna is giving transcendental knowledge, chapter 4, and then now we are coming to Karma Yoga, action Krishna consciousness. So all this knowledge, and Krishna is explaining to him, fight. This knowledge, transcendental knowledge, will take you out of this ocean of existence. So, Krishna is telling that walking in devotion is more straightforward than renouncing the fruit of works. Is better than renouncing the work. And that is the process of Sankhya. If you do devotional service, bhakti yoga, then it's straightforward. You can suppress all the difficulties and easily get attached. It easily gets detached. So, this is an analytical study. And Krishna is saying again in chapter 13 about Prakriti, Purusha, So still I'm explaining to Arjuna, but Arjuna, he doesn't want to fight. He's got his reasons and explaining to Krishna, Then Krishna explained to him this process of devotional service. It's just like we say, A is your effort, and B is your effort plus Krishna's effort, both together, B. So that is Bhakti Yoga with Krishna, Krishna consciousness. Together, that is more helpful. You see, you have A, which is your effort. You have how much of effort you have, how much strong you are. But B is like Krishna's, together with Krishna, Krishna consciousness. So, which is better? B, with Krishna. Otherwise, it becomes very difficult. Mamayi vamsi jivaloke jiva bhuta sanatana manasastriyandiyani prakriti sthari karsati. This is the verse in 15:7. Krishna is saying that all the living entities are my fragmental parts. But due to conditioned life, as they are struggling very hard with the six senses, including the mind, they are struggling very, very hard. You see? So, we have nothing to do. I mean, the spirit soul has nothing to do in this material world. We'll be never happy. Everybody is conditioned. All the souls are conditioned, including the mind. And Krishna is encouraging all the living entities to come back home. You see, this is kleso. Kleso is very, very difficult. Those who try to put their mind on the Supreme, impersonal Supreme, is very difficult to overcome. Those are embodied. Kreso dikshar desam avyaktai gatir dukham deha vadir apyatate tat avibhatate. This is a text 12 is saying that those who are embodied is very troublesome to come. They are attached to the impersonal feature of the Brahman, of the impersonal. Advancement is very troublesome. To make progress in that discipline is always difficult for those embodied. It's so difficult to overcome this process to attain the Supreme. But devotional service is very, very easy. You just have to come, do the activities that are Krishna conscious. Just put Krishna in the middle, see the devotees, the activities that they do, rising up early and chanting, reading books, distributing books. All these activities, they're so easy. Take prasad, preach to the people, and all this process become Krishna conscious. And this is a direct process. You don't have to go to the forest to get renounced. Some people, they go to the far away to the Himalayas and sit down in the cold weather and try to meditate. We cannot do that. It's very, very troublesome. How long you can sit like this? I can't sit more than 1 hour. You see, so it's very, very troublesome. And the weather here is a little bit cold. It was doing -4, 5, yeah. It was so cold. How about to speak about going to the Himalayas or sitting in the forest? So it's very, very difficult. So it's easy and direct, whereas the other one is troublesome. So after many, many lifetimes, we come to this process. I mean, somebody is very, very fortunate to come to Krishna consciousness. As Bhagavatam is saying that after suppressing many, many lives, a person gets a chance to come. After doing many, many pious activities, one is very fortunate to come to Krishna consciousness. This is a process. This is bhakti yoga. So the detachment process is quite, is difficult. We cannot say to people, just get detached. You have to get attached to something, to get detached to other thing. Like we said, Prabhupada went to the West in America. He didn't tell people just get detached and become Krishna conscious. No, we cannot. Prabhupada went to America and he sat down on the tree and started chanting. He started chanting. He never said to people, okay, give up, save your hand and come and put dhoti and kurta and sit down. And no, he started chanting. Chanting and more chanting. He got so many young youth people coming there, and he encouraged them to become Krishna conscious. Chanting, and he dances with them, and then prasad. He gave them prasad, more prasad. Everybody likes this prasad. So in that way, Prabhupada encouraged he got so many people chanting Hare Krishna and become Krishna conscious. He never told them, okay, you have to follow this rules and that rule. And no, he just started chanting Hare Krishna. And people were so happy. And all these hippies and all these drunk people, they were coming together. And Prabhupada was telling them, just chant, and gave them prasad. That is the way. And later on, Prabhupada writes, there are 4, those become serious. There are 4 regulative principles you have to follow. Gradually. But this is a direct process. We have to, so many people in India now, they are becoming Krishna conscious gradually. Meeting devotees. Unless we meet a devotee, like Prabhupada, we happen to come to him, then we get his blessings, and then we can become a devotee of Krishna. We have to come across somebody who is Krishna conscious. And then later, by practicing chanting, we come to some books, devotees, prasad, and gradually we improve. And this is Krishna consciousness. And Krishna is saying this is the process, direct process. And another one is indirect process. But so both of them, Sankhya and Bhakti Yoga, they are different process, but same goal. Like you are going to London, and you take one is going directly Euston, the Euston tube station, big station. So which one you prefer? You prefer to take the direct one. Why you have to go to Harrow and then take another train, and then take other so it's not worse in this age. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, so merciful. He just take love. Krishna says, you have to surrender to me. But Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was so merciful. No qualification. He just said, just take this freely. Just chant Hare Krishna. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is so merciful. Everybody now, you see, all the devotees are going to Mayapur, Navadvip, to Dham, to visit, and to get blessing from Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. He was very, very merciful. Just chant Hare Krishna. And then, after some times, we get purified. And then we can chant properly, without offense. Otherwise, the mind is so chanchal, it takes us away. Some people can start at the beginning, but gradually he's not concentrating, he's not practicing properly, regularly. Then the mind is chanchal, it will take you away. Because the mind is so chanchal, it will drag you away, and in that way, you will not have concentration. You will lose. The mind is always dragging you away. But you have to try to bring the mind back by chanting regularly. Bring the mind back. Jai Shri Radha Gokulananda ki jai. Sitaram Lakshman Hanuman ki jai. Govinda ki jai. So, once I was listening to a lecture. Prabhupada was walking in Bombay, and he was talking with Giriraj Maharaj. Who knows Giriraj Maharaj? He was GVC from Bombay. So Prabhupada stopped all of a sudden, and then he started looking at Giriraj Maharaj. And he said to Giriraj Maharaj, it took me 30 years. It took me 30 years to perfect my chanting, Prabhupada says to Giriraj Maharaj. And then Giriraj Maharaj, he was thinking, 30 years, that's a long time. And Giriraj has chanted for about 40 years now. That I know. But that is the way. Even we are chanting, we don't know, but we are gradually doing some progress. So then when we come to perfect chanting, then we can realize, this is a process, and Krishna is there. So, in this this is a process, this is being different from analytical study of material world, Sankhya. Those who are actually learned say that he who applies himself well to one of these paths achieves the result of both. You see, once you take to Bhakti Yoga, you are being detached already with other things. This is automatic. When we are taking to the process of Bhakti Yoga, automatically the other things we are getting detached. A person who is Krishna conscious, he will not go to the pub. He ignores all these things. Yeah. He does not want to go to all these weddings, anniversaries, where people are drinking, smoking. He's reject all this. All these things get detached. It's automatic when you become Krishna conscious. So it's a direct process, and now many people are following this. Even in India, before they used to have all this karma kanda, all these different ceremonies they would like, but now people are getting more to Krishna consciousness. We can see that even here on Saturdays. Before, I've been here a long time in the reception. So before, people used Saturdays not so much. You see, but now I can see that more people are coming on Saturdays than Sundays. I mean, Sundays there are more people. Gradually is increasing and increasing. But now Sunday is even more. You see, so people are gradually taking this process. It doesn't ask anything. You just have to chant. The more you chant, the more you will come to know Krishna. And Krishna is very, very merciful. Chanting is very, very beneficial, and you can chant it anywhere. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is saying, there is no other way. And there is no other way. There is no other way. Chanting this Krishna, this Mahamantra. Nayanam gala dasudaya vadanam kadgadar vijayagira pulakaya nistam tavka bhave bhavishyati. I know no one but Krishna is my Lord. And he shall remain so. Even he handles me roughly or wholeheartedly. He says that Krishna, he doesn't want to know anything. Krishna is my Lord. So in like that we have to become Krishna conscious. This is easy process. And Krishna is recommending to just chant. Take this process of devotional service. Whatever you do, all these verses are there. Whatever you eat, whatever you offer, just offer to me. Patram pushpam phalam tuyam, all this, just give me a water, flower. All this becomes so easy to know Krishna. And Krishna will be pleased. Devotional service is higher. But you have to be following the process strictly. Like sometimes we go to some other country or India or some, then in the plane the steward comes and offer you food. And then now you will see, oh, but I don't know how it's cooked. They will ask you whether you want veg or non-veg. And I will say no, none. So they say, what do you eat? So unless you are very hungry, or then you can take some, what's it called? Some devotees take this Jain food. There's no onion, no garlic, and all things there. But still, we have to take prasad. Prasad offered to Krishna, and nothing else. And Krishna will test. You become serious or not serious. So, some things will be there. If you want to come to Krishna, some austerity will have to be there. It's not so easy, but like here, devotees, they rise up very early, 4:30, they have to be here, Mangalarti, and then chanting for 2 hours, from 5 to 7, and then they have kirtan again, class, and then they have prasad, and then service, devotional service. Whatever you do, whatever is going outside, in the temple, that's all devotional service. So Krishna is saying to Arjuna, so you can take this process by transcendental knowledge and try to fight. He's encouraging him to fight by taking this process. And it becomes so easy. And he says the thing is that we just have to surrender to Krishna, Just surrender. Try to surrender. We give up everything. You have a house, you put Krishna in the middle. This is Krishna's house. And whatever you do in the house, whether you're cooking, you're doing chanting, you're doing kirtan, all these things become Krishna conscious. Krishna is like Krishna, your effort and Krishna's effort together. And that's become very strong. Devotional service, this is higher, the highest. And all this need some practice. Just try to surrender, because the people, they don't want to surrender to Krishna. They don't want to, they want still to follow the old procedure, the old worship, and that's how they are trying, and they are not happy, they're suffering. Sarva dharman parijaja, mamikam saranam bhaja, aham tvam sarva papi, mukshayasami masuchaha. Krishna says, don't fear. You don't fear, just surrender. And I will protect you from all the sins. And people are doing sins, they are involved in so many sins, but they don't know what they're doing. They're just copying others and doing the same thing. Somebody smokes, he smokes also. Somebody is eating meat, so he doesn't know it's a sin. But they're doing, all of them are doing sins, and that's how the result of suffering comes. But a more wise person, he says, I have to try to find out why I'm suffering. And he reads the Bhagavad Gita. And then he reads, what's the verse is there? 3:13. Yajnasistina santo musayante sarvakil visay bhajante tit vyagam papa ye pasanti atma karanat. The devotees are released from all kinds of sins because they eat food offered for sacrifice. Krishna is saying that. But others who verily eat for sense gratification, they are all only eating sins. That's written in the Bhagavad Gita, chapter 3, text 13, yes. Yeah, it is Krishna. All of them are eating sins. Even eating. Somebody just buying things and eating, that's also sin. His sin is there. But food offered to Krishna, that becomes sinless. Krishna takes over all of it. People do not notice. Unless you read Bhagavad Gita, you will not know. Unless you read Bhagavad Gita. You have to take Bhagavad Gita. You have Bhagavad Gita, somebody at home? You are, everybody? That's very nice. You don't have time to read? Prabhupada says, read one page. Okay, no time. Okay, read one verse. No time. Okay, that on the shelf is there, look at it. It's written there, Bhagavad Gita. In Bhagavad Gita, just see Bhagavad Gita. That will purify you. At least. People don't have time in this world. Everybody trying to get something just for sense gratification. Everybody trying to find something. But at the end, they are suffering. I don't know how many of you, if you go to London, you see the rush in the morning. Tube, everybody's running there, running here, running there. Just for sense gratification. But it's all suffering. At the end, is nothing for them. Nothing for them. Everything belongs to Krishna. Krishna is a controller. Everything belongs to Krishna. Krishna wants to give you something, it's easy. He will get you. Become a devotee. How you will ask somebody something? Unless you know him, you want to do something for him. You become Krishna, he wants only to chant his name. So, nothing is permanent in this world. Everything is temporary. Everything is temporary. Even our body. Who is like our youth? Sometimes a person is young, is quite strong. This after some time will go on. 20 to 30, and then what happens after 40? Youth is gone. Body becomes weak. Youth and then beauty also. Somebody says beauty, strong, tall. But how long? And you can see himself, you can see yourself. After some times, it diminishes, gradually it's gone, it's going. Somebody has a house, big house. So after how long? After that, he has to give it to somebody. It's not belonging to him. For his son, or his son will even can sell it next day. So it doesn't belong to him. After some time, 10 years or so, the son takes it and he can sell it. It's gone, the house is gone. House, home, friends. How many friends? When you go to school, have so many friends. Joyful, happy, playing this and playing that. But after that, everybody is dispersed here, there. He's gone to work, he got married. The same is not there. The same friendship is not there. How long? 10 years maximum. After that, you have to separate. All the friends cannot live in one house. After some times, he has to find his own way, and everybody has to separate. He's got a new job. He's got to another country like that. So it's all temporary and temporary. After some time of and little enjoyment, after some time, you finish. So the best thing is to surrender to Krishna. This is the best. Unless we surrender to Krishna, we read about Krishna, we ask help from Krishna, we will not be able to know anything. We will not. You have to take the direction given by Krishna. That's how to take. That's why Prabhupada came to the West. He is a spiritual master, said, you know English, so go to the West. Give them Krishna consciousness. How much Prabhupada struggled here in the West. Cold weather is very terrible. But still, he came and he gave us Krishna consciousness. Everybody is coming here to the temple. Otherwise, where will you go? Where will you go? I don't find. And some people would like to go to a party or to a place where dancing and that. After drinking wine and everything, the next day they are weak, headache, all kind of problems. So this is a text. This is saying that this process of bhakti yoga is more direct. One should take it. And so one should take this process of bhakti yoga, which is Krishna consciousness. It's so easy. You have any questions, everybody? Anybody has to tell me something or that I would like to hear from you? Any questions? We will be having Gora Arti now in the temple. He has it from the morning up to evening 9:30 is Krishna consciousness, kirtan going on, arti going on, prasadans being distributed. All the program is fully Krishna conscious. You just have to come and take part. You take part, kirtan, chanting, reading books, meeting devotees, talking to them. All this is a process of Krishna consciousness. You have to take the exact advantage and just come to the temple. Hare Krishna. Please, if you have anything to... Yes. Come on, Raji, you tell me something. I know Mataji comes here regularly. Mataji is here to the temple. If you are living nearby, it's very, very lucky. You are very lucky. Just come to the temple, see the devotees, take prasad, read books. Krishna consciousness is very, very beneficial. Those who have got it are very fortunate. As I told you, there is no other way. There is no other way. There is no other way. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says. Have you heard about Chaitanya Mahaprabhu? He was just here 500 years ago. He gave the blessings, gave the mercy, and just chant. Chant Krishna's name. Chant and be happy. You have tried it? Chanting and dancing and feasting. These three. Prabhupada went to America, he said. He started by chanting, dancing, and prasad. And everybody was happy. This is how the movement started. You go anywhere, anywhere in the world, you go to Krishna conscious temple, Hare Krishna temple, you see how everybody is happy there. How everybody is sitting together, eating prasad, Sundays, feasts, and all that. Everybody is happy. This is Krishna consciousness. Hare Krishna. Thank you. Jai Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Bhagavad Gita ki jai.
You got a haircut. Cool. That's what I'm talking about. Hare Krishna, everybody. So in a few minutes or sooner, we'll be having Gora Arti. The curtains will open, and we'll all have to stand, as is proper to receive and respect the Lord while we observe the Arati. And I'm just requesting, let's try to keep a narrow corridor up the center of the temple room, because Srila Prabhupada is at the back looking at the deities, and the deities are looking at him. So let's try to not have our backs immediately blocking Srila Prabhupada's view. And if you notice anybody, I mean, people will come in and they will just stand right there with their back to Srila Prabhupada. And if you are brave enough, you can gently tell them that, look, you've got your back to Srila Prabhupada. Yeah, better not to do that. Actually, if we stand next to Krishna's pure devotee, then there's a better chance that we will be noticed. Yeah, but standing in front of him is not the best plan. So standing next to him is good.
Jaya Radha Gokulananda Radha Gokulananda Radhe. Jaya Radha Gokulananda Radha Gokulananda Radhe. Jaya Radha Gokulananda Radha Gokulananda Radhe. Jaya Sita Ram Lakshman Hanuman Jaya Sita Ram Lakshman Hanuman. Jayo Jayo Gaura Chande Arati Koshobha. Shiva Jayo Jayo Gaura Chande Arati Koshobha. Jayo Janam Vitata Vane Jaga Manalova Nabi Dakine Nitai Chan Ame Gadadhara Nenitai Chan Nikate Advaita Srini Vasa Chatradhara Basi Ache Gora Chan Ratna Simhasane Gora Chan Basi Ache Gaurachan Ratna Simhasane Basi Ache Gaurachan Ratna Arati Kore na Brahma Adi Devagane Nara Hari Adi Kori Samara Dulaya Sanjaya Mukunda Basu Gosadigaya Sankha Baje Ganta Baje Baje Karatala Baje Ganta Baje Baje Karatala Madhura Mridanga Baje Paramarasala Shankha Baje Ganta Baje Madhur 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 Baje Shankha Baje Ganta Baje Madhur 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 Baje Shankha Baje Ganta Baje Madhur 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 Baje Madhur 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 Baje Madhur 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 Baje Nitai Gaura Hari Bol Hari Bol Hari Bol Gaura Hari Bol Bahu Koti Chandra Jini Vadana Ujala Bahu Koti Chandra Jini Vadana Ujala Bahu Gala de Sebana Mala Kar Jala Mala Shiva Sukanarada Preme Gada Gada Shiva Sukha Narada Preme Gada Gada Sukha Narada Preme Gada Bhakti Vinoda Dekhe Gaurara Sampada Jayo Jayo Gora Chande Arati Koshobha Jayo Janavi Tatavane Jagamana Lobha Gaurangera Arati Kushobha Jaga Janamana Lobha Gaurangera Rati Kushobha Jaga Janamana Lobha Gaurangera Rati Kushobha Jaga Janamana Lobha Jaga Janamana Lobha Jaga Janamana Lobha Jaya Gauranitai 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 Jaya Gauranitai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Jaya Shri Krishna Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaura Bhaktivedanta Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. The first one. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Simple beat. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Let's continue. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Bolo Krishna Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Jaya Radha Gokula Nanda Radha Gokula Nanda Radhe. Jaya Radha Gokula Nanda Radha Gokula Nanda Radhe. Jaya Sita Ram Lakshman Hanuman Jaya Sita Ram Lakshman Hanuman Jaya 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 Prabhupada 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 Srila Prabhupada. Jai Vishnupad Paramahamsa Parivrajakaracharya Sri Srimad A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada ki Jayam Vishnupad Paramahamsa Parivrajakaracharya Sri Srimad Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur Goswami Maharaj Prabhupada ki Ananta Koti Vaishnava Brinda ki Namachar Srila Das Thakur ki Prem se kaho Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Brinda ki Sri Sri Radha Krishna Gop Gopinath Syama Kund Radha Kunda Giriraj Govardhan ki Vrindavan Mathura Dham ki Navadip Mayapur Dham ki Purushottam Kshetra Sri Jagannath Puri Dham ki Ganga Ma Yamuna Mai ki Bhakti Devi Tulasi Maharani ki Samveta Bhakta Vrinda ki Hitai Gaura Premanande. All glory to the assembled devotees. All glory to the assembled devotees. All glory to the assembled devotees. All glory Shri Shri Guru and Gauranga, all glory Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki.
Going to sing Lord Nishingadev's prayer. Can sit down, please. Namaste Narasimhaya. Namaste Narasimhaya. Praladala dadaine. Ladala dadaine. Hiranyakashipurvakshaha. Hiranyakashipurvakshaha. Shilatankanakalaye. Shilatankanakalaye. Ito narsimho parato narsimho. To narsimho parato narsimho. Yato yato yamitato narsimho. Yato yato yamitato narsimho. Bahir narsimho hirdaye narsimho. Bahir narsimho hirdaye narsimho. Narasimham Adim Sharanam Prapate. Simham Adim Sharanam Prapate. Tavakara Kamalavarena Abhuta Shringam Dalita Hiranyakashipu Tanubringam Keshavadrita Narahare Rupa Jaya Jagati Sahare Jaya Jagati Sahare Jaya Jagati Sahare Kara Kamala Vare Kama Abhuta Shringam Lita Hiranyakashipu Tanubringam Keshavadrita Narahare Rupa Jaya Jagati Sahare Jaya Jagati Sahare Jaya Jagati Sahare Jaya Narasimha 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 Jaya Prahlad Maharaj Jaya Prahlad Maharaj Jaya Prahlad Maharaj Jaya Prahlad Maharaj Prahlad Maharaj Jaya Prahlad Maharaj Narasimhadev Bhagavan ki Jaya Srila Prabhupada ki Jaya Hare Krishna. Mahaprasad is served at reception. Please take the Maha. Hare Krishna. Come here. What do you want to say? Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Say, sing. Say, Hare Krishna. Well done, Hari Bol. Thank you very much. See you. Yeah.